You alright, boys and girls? Northwest Bushcrafter here. Thought I'd bring you another quick kit video. Keep seeing a lot of people messing about with a lot of different types of stoves for cooking. Some of them are pretty good. Some of them, generally speaking, aren't. But I always like to keep things simple. So with this video today, what we're going to do is we're going to have a little bit of a chat about some stoves and also about stuff like this here. Fire Dragon solid fuel, which is it's very similar to the hexamine that you can get for the hexamine stoves. Now personally, I swear by the hexamine stoves. They're amazing little bits of kit. There's a lot of people playing with fireboxes and bush boxes, and they're basically a more extravagant version of a hexamine stove. That is all they are. There's a little bit more metal on there, they're a little bit bigger, pretty much the same thing. Obviously with my hexamine stove I will use natural fuel in it, but it also has the amazing ability to burn those little hexamine blocks and things like this Fire Dragon. Now this Fire Dragon stuff, it's cracking stuff. It's very similar to the hexamine blocks. You get them in these little packages, and that little block in there will burn for a hell of a long time. They don't really tend to give you an idea of how long they're going to cook, and it will vary depending on conditions ever so slightly, but generally speaking, out of that little block there, similar to a little hexamine block, you'd have probably got a good 10-15 minute burn time just out of one of them, and that is enough to do a lot of different things if you're boiling water or if you're trying to cook something simple. That's definitely going to do the job for you, without a doubt. So we've never used them before, but we're going to give these Fire Dragon green and clean solid fuel blocks a go. You get 6 of them in a little box, and that little box cost me £2. So £2, I've got 6 blocks of fuel there. Each block in theory should be good for at least 10 minutes of burn time. So you've probably got about an hour's worth of fuel there. Now if you think about that, an hour's worth of fuel minimum, look how small these are. So you've got 6 of these stowed away in your kit, which is nothing, absolutely nothing. So I've seen people use them. There are lots of videos out there. I don't need to show you a video on them because there's plenty of them out there. There's videos of people using the solid fuel blocks like these ones. There's also people out there using the gel that you can literally just squeeze out of a bottle. So they're all on there. So if you want to take a look into them, there's plenty of vids out there for you guys to have a look at. But I'm saying, personally, after seeing them, after seeing how well they work, and given the fact that they're that small and that cheap, that to me is a cracking bit of kit, guys, because you can also use them as fire starters. Same with the hexamine blocks. You can literally use them as fire starters. So they do have a few different uses, and they are really, really handy, and they're cheap and they're light and they're small. So that's the main thing for me. The other thing I want to take a look at today is this little job here, and that is a Webtex Warrior compact camping stove. Now you can see that box is not particularly big, and within that box you've got this little job. And that little beauty there will attach directly onto the top of that little tiny gas cylinder. Little butane gas cylinder. What is it? It's about 100 gram, that, isn't it? Yeah, there you go, 100 gram. Tiny little thing. So between that And that's the box that it goes in. That is a complete stove. You can see how small that is, and like I say, this just packs back up nice and easy and goes back in its little hard case. Now this is one of the things that I really liked about this, the simple fact that it's got this little hard case, because that there protects that little baby beautifully for you. You don't even need to worry about it, give it a second thought when you stow it away with all your gear and it's getting knocked about. No problem, because it's in a hard case, so it's not going to get bashed, it's not going to get knocked, it's not going to get damaged. And that little beauty there was all of £13 for that little stove. And the specifications on that stove, as you can see, the size is ridiculously small. It's about 5 centimetres by 5 centimetres by 11 centimetres, and it weighs 90 grams, which is nothing. I mean, it is literally nothing. And it has got power of 3,000 watt. And that, out of a little tiny stove and a little tub of butane like that, is absolutely amazing. So between my hexamine burner and the hexamine blocks and these fire dragon blocks and that little stove there, that is pretty much everything I am going to need for fire lighting in general and for cooking in general without lighting fires, obviously just by using the stoves. And that is everything, and it is cheap. I've seen these bush boxes going for like 60 odd pound. And what have they got? They've got the titanium versions that are like 100 and whatever they are, 120 quid or something, and it's ridiculous. That little stove there, £13. It's absolutely